Well, I might as well wrap up this week with the rain and how the windows have done. So here's the outside. You can see that the little sticks up there do push the rainwater along the edges. Now, a little bit there, you could see that it is slowly saturating the boards. I did not get Thompson water seal. To call this a flood would be a misnomer. It is definitely saturated. Super saturated, a lot of rain, a couple 2 inches overnight, but compared to like 3 inches in an hour or 6 inches an hour, this is not a big deal. So but I'm out and about walking around, taking a look at everything. We'll look at my tiles that I laid out. Oh, I'm glad I scrubbed them. Look how much nicer they look. Yeah, look, coming alive. That's even before I power wash them. So my brave daughter brought me out, she brought me out alfalfa since the boys had raided their food bin and they had eaten everything. So I'm going to have to leave later today or tomorrow to go get them some additional oats, but they seem to be digging the alfalfa. Again, my fields aren't bad, but the drought definitely didn't leave as much grazing as I wanted. So, oh, they switched. That one's, Blaze is taking over Hank's stuff, and Hank's taking over his stuff. I don't care as long as they're happy. All right, let's go look at the frog pond. All right, the frog pond is definitely flooded. I could see water running from the pond out. There's the frog pond, and I can see that it's running. I'm not going to go in there because my feet will just get wet, but that's my drive, and it's going to be muddy. I see it flooded a low spot there. I'll walk around the long way and take a look at that. Not too bad. Again, that's why I put the house up on, if you look, I put it up on blocks, and I'm going to put it 2 feet up off the ground. Not that I'm really worried about a flood, but should it come, it would take a lot to flood me, 1,000-year plus flood or whatever. Not tempting fate though. So that, if anybody's watched it, it's pretty deep right there right now. It would be 5 or 6 feet deep there, but this part of it I wasn't able to dig out. So halfway through is deep, and this spot's not. What I want to do is get it all deep and expand it out to right about there where that mud puddle is, and make it large enough that the water can get clear instead of this cloudy, which it's cloudy because it's still washing the muddy drive out. So I'll plant, once I do the driveway properly, when I dig this pond out, everything will pack up on it, and then I'll put gravel or something such on it, as well as plant grass, and that should take care of it. The grass does a good job of stabilizing the soil. So then in spots like that, I'll plant arrow plant and cattail, things that will purify the water. But yeah, look, Cocomea is all, he's all flooded in now. The spirit of the boy is what that is. Native American folklore. Actually, I should say religion. It's more than a folklore. It represents, but this thing still isn't flooding. So the water is still going down to that spot, I think, and crossing over. So I'll talk to John and see if he'll let me contour this land a little bit and build this up so that it goes here into this one. We'll see. I can't go out there too deep. You can see it's already a muddy mess. So there we go. All right, now with that in mind, wasn't a big storm. It was 2 hours over 2 inches overnight. I don't have my weather station set up, so I'm not exactly sure. As you can see, the horses have nibbled every bit of grass they could find. Hopefully this rain will help out a bit. All right, let me go in and take a look at the windows and see if any of them are weeping. I am so happy my daughter brought out this alfalfa. I know it's hard for her to bring it out, but I want the horses to have full little bellies, especially while it's raining. Unlike other people, I only blanket blaze, nor do I have a pen. My opinion is pens give horses pneumonia in the winter, and they're better off creating their own fat, their own fur, and running to have their lungs expanded. And I've heard other tales of other guys who've had their horses inside, and as soon as they've turned them out, they've had horses collapse and die simply because they've had them too long penned up into barns thinking they're doing them a favor. Anyway, for years and years and years, think about wild horses or Mongolian, right? Healthy horses, they need to expand their lungs. That's my opinion. Hank there is 30, I think over 32, based on his teeth, and he's a pretty healthy dude for over 32, and this is the way he's lived. But this way they get the alfalfa. Their little tummies will be full since the drought's been unkind. They're just grazing stubble. You know what I mean? They're just grazing stubble. My farmer, rancher friend asked to put his cattle out here, and I said, well, you're welcome, but I don't see anything for them to really graze. It's way down. My horses, just 2 horses are hungry. This is 30 acres. It should have something, but it doesn't. This drought has been very unkind. All right. So the house, if you can imagine where you're looking at, not only will I have a 2-foot high earth bag stabilized with cement, so effectively a cement foundation all the way around. I'll dig a Michigan basement under it, but all the way out, this will have porches that comes out with ramps, earthen ramps that'll be planted with wildflowers, and/or stairs all the way around. So this will be an island, an earthen island all the way around it. And then up against the house itself will be earth bag, stabilized earth bag, and then up along the surface will be earth bag as well. And that ought to do really, really well. So excited about that. Let's go in and see if my windows are leaking. If you all have been following along, I sprayed Flexseal around the outside. I got everything done but the sill plate. I didn't get that sill plate done, and I didn't get Thompson water seal on everything. If you take a look at them, what I said is they'll slowly saturate, and then they'll weep in is what they'll do. So you take a look at this wood here, you can see that it's slowly saturating. Once it gets all the way saturated up, it will weep in. So if the rain were driving from south to north in a real strong rain and actually hitting, I might already have weeping. But once I get Thompson water seal and storm windows here, I'm real happy that this will not leak. I got up a couple of times in the night when the rain was super pouring and noticed that indeed I don't have any leaking. Let's look inside. So I'll start on the only weeping that I've found, which is right along the door. And I do need to get that done, both sides. So obviously it's a large surface area, and you know, the rain could come down and get into it. But that's the only weeping that I saw. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these windows. I used to see weeping along here. You see they're bone dry. Again, once it gets saturated, it won't be. But you could see evidence of the previous water saturation. And you can see right there, I mean, it's dry. So successful there. This one I fixed up. Remember on the video, there were some slots in here on the bottom and screw heads that would have allowed water in. And down there on the bottom, bone dry, including the drywall, which this isn't actually drywall. This is fiberboard, cement board, because if somebody leaves the window open, I want it to tolerate wetness. So that looks good. Let's look at a couple of the other windows. Looks real good. Now this historically has been the window that's weeped the most. Obviously it has the biggest area, right? But you can see their drywall dust still there, dry. The bottom is any evidence there of wetness is old. That is old. It is dry. You can see well, you can't because it's so dark. Listen, it's like noon, and it is so... That rain is so intrusive that you really can't see. So my apology, it's going to be a low quality video. But take my word for it, zero leaking. We'll go look at this window, which has drywall next to it. At old, there is no new wetness. You can see right there, nothing leaking. Nothing leaking. And I don't even have the sill plate done on that one. And then the last thing is this one, which was leaking pretty bad as well. All dry, old leak. Very good, very, very good. So I'm real happy. That's after, oh gosh, 24 hours or more of constant rain. So this is Steve, 1,000 Year Homes. Just this much, I believe I have solved a lot of the weeping problem. Once I get the Thompson water seal on and storm windows in front of all of the stained glass, I'll feel like it's done. And that's before I wrap it with earth bag, which will add another resistant layer about 12 inches out all the way around, which will further push the rain out. And looking pretty good. So I'm so happy. I'm wet for being outside, but the Connex itself, warm, dry, cozy. So it's possible to use wood framing if you're not allowed to weld like me. So, and I didn't weld because of a burn ban, and I would have burned Texas down. So like, subscribe, follow me along. Thanks so much. Bye.